And Texas Congressman Mike McCaul is chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. Sir, how are you? And good morning to you, and thank you for coming back here on America's Newsroom. What is your sense about what's happening within the FBI now with regards to the Clinton Foundation, a story that was largely buried given the news of Anthony Weiner's laptop on Friday?
Well, I know there is an ongoing investigation. The director in congressional testimony indicated that. And so I think, on those two unrelated to the email investigations, it is a normal practice. I worked at the department not to indict just right before an election. I think in the email case, it's a unique case because it came out of a congressional investigation. And Jim Comey, when he testified before Congress, told us that if new evidence developed in the case, that this case that had been completed would be reopened. So he simply gave us an update as he promised he would do so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you say it's unique, but in what other sense would that be? Okay, so it comes out of Congress. How significant would that be as opposed to a private citizen that would bring in information?
Because of the nature of the case, the fact that he came before Congress and told us that if new evidence arose, he would update us on the case. Mrs. Clinton has been running around saying she's been cleared and the investigation is over, when in fact that is not a correct statement. There is now new evidence reopening the case and evidence that could be quite damaging. Remember, to get a search warrant, you have to have probable cause, and they had probable cause to get a search warrant for these emails on Huma Abedin's laptop.
If she wins next Tuesday, what happens to that investigation?
Well, that's something I've been talking about that hasn't been mentioned very much, and that is this investigation will continue whether she wins or not. But assuming she wins and the investigation goes forward and it looks like an indictment is pending, at that point in time under the Constitution, the House of Representatives would engage in an impeachment trial. It would go to the Senate, and impeachment proceedings and removal would take place. Remember, the only last time I can recall when this happened was Richard Nixon, who was impeached and resigned before he would have been moved office. And then I remember Gerald Ford pardoned him from any criminal wrongdoing. I would hate to see this country being thrown into a constitutional crisis because of Hillary Clinton's behavior.
Okay, now we have talked to you quite often for various investigations on Homeland Security, etc. But you are 6 days away from a national election, and you've used the I word. You want to take that back?
I'm sorry, the I word.
Impeachment.
I think with the new emails, if they're classified information, particularly emails that could have intent in those emails. We saw Podesta's WikiLeaks emails saying to dump all these emails. That's getting a little closer to intent. If we see an email that says, I know that's classified, but send it anyway, that would be the kind of smoking gun the FBI is looking for. That then, I think, would be the grounds for an indictment. I've said all along, Bill, this should have gone before a grand jury to take the politics out of this. This would not be a unique case to go before a grand jury, as I've done many times in the past. For whatever reason, they chose not to do that. I think there's ample evidence with a probable cause to get the search warrant now to go before the grand jury and present this new evidence.
Wow. Mike McCaul from Texas, sir, thank you for coming back today. Strong stuff.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
21 past.